100%. Cheers.
Hello, gang. We are back. The summer bears are back. Stavros Halkias, Chris Distefano, filling in for our pals Tom and Bert. How we doing, Chrissy?
Dude, it's a bear summer. The bears come out of hibernation, and the bears are on the hunt.
I think it is Bear Week in Provincetown as we speak.
100% it is.
Yeah.
That's why I have a show there. Go, Christy, check out my site. But, dude, it just feels good to be a bear in the summer. You don't want to be doing this in the winter.
No, that's hibernation.
Dude, we're by the river. We're eating salmon. You were just eating salmon.
I was eating
Dude, that's
lox.
what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're bears. We're eating salmon, and we threw in a couple of croissants because we're different kinds of bears.
You are sabotaging us here, right? Because you shout out to Benson Spoon, Josh in the booth.
Yeah.
You did a classic fat guy move, and even though you're not, we've talked about it. You're wearing your true classic T-shirt that hides your tits and your belly.
Yeah.
But you're not. You still have a fat man's soul, and as we've covered, a fat man's cholesterol levels.
100%.
You order egg whites with spinach on whole wheat toast.
Yes.
And then you say, and hey, Josh, give us a couple surprises.
Yeah.
For the classic fat guy move. That's basically like, order me sausage, order me a dessert, get me a chocolate milk. You're basically like, I don't want to take responsibility for this. I'm laundering.
Right.
I want to treat. I'm a little slut.
Right.
But I'm laundering I'm passing the moral responsibility onto you. You basically, you did a tariff on Josh.
Yeah, it's
where the costs are coming on him.
Right.
You get the money, but he has to pay the cost.
Yeah,
the fat boy cost.
Also, I just want to give a quick shout out where I said to Josh, give me surprise. I'm a little surprise boy.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Because last time we came and did the show, Josh had surprised us with artisanal, beautiful donuts. That were some of the creamiest, best donuts that I've ever had in my life. And now today's surprise, were 2 half-eaten croissants and no straws for our iced coffee.
Wow.
So what the hell? We're drinking iced coffee.
You're a fucking diva.
I'm staining my teeth now because Josh didn't get straws and he got me shitty croissants from a deli that somebody was doing fentanyl outside of. What the hell happened last week?
Why do you say, give me a fucking donut? You know what I mean?
Because I'm a little surprised boy. and I didn't want to come out and say it because I'm trying to tell my family that I'm in shape and I'm not.
Oh, so you wanted to come home and be like, look, I ordered You wanted to show, you were going to delete, you were going to delete the surprise boy text.
100%.
And you were going to be like, Jasmine, look, I asked for spinach.
Yeah, because ever since I said my cholesterol was 300, which by the way, this is the 300th Two Bears episode.
Wow.
So I feel like I got my cholesterol to this level just for the show.
Yeah.
But she always is on me now.
Right.
Like, hey, what are you eating? Like when I was just on the road, she's like, show me it used to be send me a picture of your empty room so I know no bitches are in there. Now it's show me a picture of what you're eating so I know you're not going to drop dead when we're just moving into this new house that we're inevitably going to sell next year.
Yes. Show me the trash can in your Hilton Garden Inn. I don't want to see combos in there. I don't want to see chocolate covered pretzels. I don't want to see KFC snackers.
Right.
And hey,
by the way, not at Hilton. I'm a Marriott Bonvoy Rewards member.
You're a Marriott Bonvoy guy.
So you can put that at
okay.
Yeah. Wow, thanks, Josh.
Passive
when I have one
aggressive.
sip left, I hope you do one of your backflips off stage and break your neck.
This beautiful straw just for Chris. Hey,
please,
bring me a straw, God. Bring me some donuts, oh God.
on your roller blades.
Yeah. Oh, man. Interesting.
Oh, wow, look at Stavvy's. That's a big boy shirt. If you can't see, this is off camera, but Stavvy's drying the shirt that he was wearing on the radiator.
It is summer. Again, as a summer of a bear, you know you have to have a travel shirt everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
That was when I moved to New York and it was like summer and I'm walking everywhere, it's like you come with a shirt, you go to the bath, you soak it on the subway, and then you change into your, my professional attire.
Oh, that's
This is
nice.
my job, yeah.
Oh, look, she's a hottie.
She's pretty awesome.
Whatever. She might have a cock.
No.
That's a woman. Yeah?
A woman can have all types of, they can be jacked with huge tits too, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, look at Bert.
And that's awesome. Yeah. No, we've covered this.
Yeah.
Bert is not a hot woman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yes, I would love a jacked, an anime girl with huge tits that's jacked.
But it looks good. You got good t-shirts. Now, what are you, a 2XL?
Thank you for saying that. I am a 3XL.
You're a 3XL.
I'm a 3, but I'm on the cusp.
Of 2.
I'm on the cusp of 2.
When's the last time in your life you were an XL?
I can tell you literally, I know exactly when it was. I was in, it was 2001.
9/11?
I'm sorry, 2021. I was in 6th grade watching the towers fall. And in that moment, I was stress eating, knowing we would be plunged into a state of endless war.
You were
I could read the tea leaves. They were going to use the terrorists as an excuse to have the spy state, that we would lose all our civil liberties because we're scared of terrorists.
Yeah, you were sitting there eating spanakopita out of a lunchbox thinking, could Baltimore be next? Is Muhammad Atta going to blow up Camden Yards?
We have a World Trade Center. We have a shitty little World Trade Center, too.
Yeah,
downtown.
I hope they don't destroy the legal seafood in the Inner Harbor.
The Inner Harbor Hooters, is it safe? 2021, I was coming back. I during the pandemic, I gained 40 pounds and then I lost 60 pounds.
Whoa.
And so I was like maybe 250, 260, which for me is...
It's good.
Svelte.
Exactly.
Right? I feel good when I'm at 250.
You're like a Ryan Reynolds at that way.
Yeah, and I was at an XL, and I had a very specific... I had this cool... Heat might be my favorite movie. Well, True Romance is my favorite movie of all time, but
I love that everyone just thought you were losing weight, and everyone else just thought you had long COVID.
It was before we knew about that liberal hoax.
Right.
No, it does seem like people have been... I was definitely a guy who was like, that shit's fake, and I've met like 10 people who are like, my life is ruined. And they all have the exact same symptoms. They're like, my brain just doesn't work. And I'm like, I don't know.
I know, brain fog. I swear, I still haven't, my taste is still not the same.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I just ate 7 croissants, so I power through.
Yeah.
I have a great imagination.
Again, that's another tip of the cap as a fat man to power through no taste buds.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, it's fine.
Just so good. Dude, do you know how many times in my life I've gotten swollen taste buds on my tongue just from the amount of sugar I've eaten in one sitting? Just like... Because you're saying, you XL 2001. This is 2021. I'm sorry. I'm an XL now. Right.
Wow. Congrats.
And so I'm an XL now. I was a 2X, but now I've gotten myself into an XL. But what happens is mentally, like I've lost some weight. I try to work out every day and exercise, but mentally I'm still like, you're disgusting. Like your cholesterol's awful. You're gonna eat that croissant. You surprise boy.
Yeah, you're gonna passive aggressively demand the croissant.
Yeah. So, and you know what happens? Here's the difference, though, too, is like, at least with you, and we may have spoken about this before, but at least with you, when you were saying before, like, oh, somebody says, like, you're overweight, at least, like, you wear it, you are who you are, you're like, this is who I am, no denying it, I'm a 2X, you know what you're getting,
I'm a
baby.
3X.
With me, or 3X, I'm trying to be positive. We're going towards it. We're almost at a 2X.
We're trending in the right direction.
I'm rounding down.
Thank you.
So with me, it's like, oh, wow, you're jacked. And then I'll be like, then I'll take my shirt off and I'll see people look at me like, I wasn't expecting that.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, like, what is that?
Now, were you a fat child?
No. No, I got...
When did the paunch begin?
So I got fat when my freshman year of college. I was
15.
playing ball on the basketball team. Like, I was the only freshman that was a starter.
Wow.
I was playing, I could like two-hand dunk. Like, I was like... crazy. I had a shaved head. I looked, it was like a skinhead.
Yeah.
If you Google Chris Distefano basketball, pictures pop up for me. I literally look like I'm playing for the Aryan Nation. And so, but I got a girlfriend, like my first serious girlfriend she was older. She was like 23 and I was 18.
Nice.
And she just worked me in a way that I can't like explain. Like she was, look at that. Yeah, look at that
shit.
one. That, if you look at,
you and Bill Maher were talking about it?
Yeah, but there's one. No, look, go over one more to the right. That one. This is the skinhead one, where I'm just an absolute Ed Norton. You know,
You look like you look like you're on his basketball team in American History X.
Right. So what happened though was like we just start like she introduced me to like sex and like eating my
Vices.
ass and all that. And
she ate your ass?
Yes, dude.
At 18?
Yes.
Wow.
And I got, which is now just a federal crime. But I got so not fat, but for the first time ever, because I would literally I was discipline. Like always thin. Metabolism was good. I was in shape. Again, I told you I could dunk. I athletic. And then when I got fat, it was like a wake-up call. I was like, oh, because my dad was pretty fat.
Right.
My mom would struggle with her weight. And I'm like, oh, I can be fat. And then from that point on, from when I'm 18, I've yo-yoed for 22 years.
Interesting.
Like, I went from, like, in comedy, I've gotten myself up to 260. I was
there
260.
My goal weight, go ahead.
Yeah, go away. And now I'm like 220.
Wow.
So
right.
but it's weird. It's like I really, for my height, I should be like, if BMI, you should be like 190. And I'm like, I don't know if I could get that.
Nah, whatever. You're fine. I mean, you should just worry about your cholesterol. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm going to go get it tested in 2 weeks.
Oh, let's find out. I can't wait.
I'll live stream it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah.
Now, what was that the moment the tongue hit your hole? What was that sensation like?
I'll never forget, dude. We were in her house in Ozone Park, in Ozone Park, Queens. We were right off Cross Bay Boulevard.
The part of Queens where it's like they wouldn't even dream to have a subway.
They're
like, no, this is a shitty Long Island as far as we're concerned.
As I was getting my ass, I was listening to the sirens and the, John Gotti disciples running black people out of their neighborhood with baseball bats.
You weren't sure why you were coming. The ass licking or the racism. You're like, I don't know what's doing it more for me.
Did I just hear the N-word? and so I remember, like, because she was down there, whatever, and then she just started going down towards the balls, which I had experienced before. I was 18. I was Catholic. Of course. I've had a priest.
Yeah.
So I was an altar boy.
Yeah.
And then she just slips it into the butt, and I think it was like almost accidental even on her part. But then the way that I, flexed up, and
so she had a lot of sexual intelligence.
Yes.
She called the audible. She's like, oh, my tongue slipped, but he clearly loves this.
Well, she was a grown woman. That's the thing. I was a child still.
Yeah. You feel taken advantage of?
Yeah. No, I loved it. And then I remember she just started going down in my ass, and I was like, oh my God. And it was that I came so quick that it was in.
You busted fast from getting your ass eaten.
Yes. See, here's the thing about Bert and Tom is as wildly successful as they are, financially, they don't know what they're doing. The amount of money they've paid us to co-host this show, when it is clear as day from the views, it's a sinking ship.
And listen, even if it's successful, we're not trying. So even if it happens, it's an accident, it's a mistake. They should have been better at tracking their money. And let's not even get into. I've seen just the Uncrustables budget on Bert's tour bus is out of control. Watches, the cars.
It's
the extra
insane.
Houses for podcasting.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's despicable.
Yeah,
when the revolution comes, unless they have somebody that helps them track their money, they might be killed in the streets.
Yes. I mean, look, and that's why we said to them, me and Stavvy had to get on a FaceTime call with Bert and Tom and said, guys, you need Monarch money.
You need Monarch.
You can't. Why did you pay two guys who look like different versions of lesbians to come in here and try to save your summer show? Don't just manage your money. We said, Tom and Bert, start building your wealth with 50% off your first year for the listeners. It's more than your average budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center for your accounts, investments, and goals.
That's beautiful.
Okay, dude, maybe you would have learned, maybe Bert would have been smarter if he had Monarch Money and not spent the whole payload on Hitler's teacup.
That is beautiful. And you could all, listen, not everybody has accidentally gotten more famous than they deserve.
Sure.
And have way more money than God so they can spend it stupidly, right?
Right.
For our listeners, Monarch can make a real difference to you, okay?
Yeah.
We want you to sign up right now. Like Chrissy said, you could build 50% off starting out here with Monarch.
Yes.
Maybe we can scroll down a little bit.
There we go. Thanks, Benson Boone. Stop working on your next album and scroll.
And I know Chris is a family man, a man who buys a new house every 6 months. Talking about your hair gel budget.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How has Monarch helped you?
There's a lot of things, dude. I got a lot of female members of my family want breast enhancement surgeries. I got to pay for all that. And so I used Monarch Money because I didn't realize like 401ks are like, we don't have a 401k as comedians.
I still do not have one.
So get Monarch Money, dude. They taught me how to like what to do, like what different types of
Long-term wealth
deals you could do.
solutions.
So Monarch Money.
They're saving the money that now that you're married, your wife will take from you in 7 years.
Yes.
So what Monarch is doing is making sure you're not overspending on food delivery, on your hair gel, on whatever. This is something Jazz will get in 7 years' time when she finally does divorce you.
Monarch Money took a look at my life, and they actually contacted me. They said, we know you're going to get divorced. Let us help you.
So we want you to get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code BEARS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code BEARS.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. If you go online, you'll get advice for cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes, but how do you know what actually works for you? With the internet and the information overload about mental health and wellness, it can be a struggle to know what's true and what actions to take these days. Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can get you personalized recommendations and help you need to break through the noise. Listen, there's not going to be an app that fixes you. And trust me, I've tried them all. I've done the meditation one, and I've tried everything. I've tried the one that you breathe with it. You breathe in for 4 and out for 8. You know what really works for me? Therapy. Talking to a real person about my real issues that are really messing with me. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it is convenient as well. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bears. That's betterhelp.com/bears.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Like she wasn't even making contact with my dick and balls anymore. It was just tongue in the ass, and I exploded. It was one of those where like you hit yourself in the nipples, you know?
Of course. Yeah. The first time a girl jacked me off, it hit me in my eye.
Yeah, believe it, because
so
you can't imagine.
Yeah.
And so I remember like coming so quick, and then she playfully, you know, because I don't think she believed it, but to me, a young 18-year-old, she was like, "Oh my God, like you love ass play, maybe you're gay." And then we laughed.
Is this patient zero for this joke that you've done for 50 years at this point?
Yes.
This woman started it all?
Yes. She literally put me on a path.
If that girl doesn't eat your ass, you're probably just a regular homophobe.
100%. But she put me on a path to tell these jokes at the Creek in the Cave in 2010 and continue to do it. And so she literally,
dude, the no contact bust from getting your ass eaten is literally awakening primal homophobic bullying in me. I'm keeping it at bay, but that is what you think when you hear that.
Dude, it also put me on a path for my love of history, because I would search initially.
You became a big Greek philosophy fan after that?
I literally, and that's why I think I've gravitated toward Greek co-hosts like you and Giannis, because you're the guys that tell me, hey, Greek warriors are gay.
Of course.
They used to have sex. It's not gay, it's just a label now. Sure. You're just being a human.
Yeah.
And that's what it makes me feel good.
We talked about it. Achilles was gay, you know?
Sure.
Him and his boy were doing gay shit. The reason they got him back in the war was because the Trojans killed his. There's still some historical debate about whether Achilles was the top or if he was the bottom. We'll never know.
What's the gayer one? Would the top be gayer or the bottom?
No, the bottom's gayer.
The bottom's the
guy
gayer.
getting his ass fucked. Yeah.
Right, because
here's the funny. Sorry to cut you off. The Turkish military literally. They have a rule that if you're a top, if you're gay, you can be in the Turkish military if you fuck guys. If you get your ass fucked, they don't let you in the Turkish military. They they do like research and they're like, prove you get your ass, because people lie about getting their, like, I don't know if this, my friend, I don't know if it's true or not, said you have to send like a video of you getting fucked in the ass.
I feel like
to
that's
like
not
the
true.
army.
Yeah.
I don't know. My fucking, I think.
Could you imagine me like I'm this close to getting in the Turkish military, and then they ask me some history questions, and they're like, "Wait, you came no contact with dick and balls, tongue in the ass?"
You would be a borderline.
They'd be like, "You're out of here."
Yeah.
But because and by the way, Achilles would be gay. I mean, that's the gayest thing. Like they just dangle him by his little foot in the
river Styx.
The river Styx. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I do feel, because like you start as you get older, right? I'm 40 now. You start to think about like how did all this happen? How did I wind up getting into this career path? How did I wind up, being obsessed with history? Yeah, I thought it was because my mom used to take me on trips to like Boston. We would walk around the Freedom Trail so she could go to singles bars. And she would just be like, "Hey, Chris, you stay on that red line."
You find out about George Washington, I'm going to get some chowder and some dick up here.
Dude, my mom literally would take me. She took me on a singles cruise to Nova Scotia once, where I just had to sit in a freaking child's playpen while my mom just cruises around.
Tried to get fingered by lobster fishermen.
Yeah, I got to listen to my mom hooking up with a guy from Halifax while I'm just sitting there eating shit.
Oh, nice pussy you got there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really nice beaver you got.
Yeah. So that and then the Freedom Trail was for real. She would take me to Boston. We would learn about like Paul Revere's house and stuff, and then she would literally go out because she was like a young mom.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "I'll come find you on the Freedom Trail in a couple of hours," and I had to stay on this red line.
Wow.
So I would just walk through Boston on the Freedom Trail, going to all the different sites, and that started my love of history.
Yeah.
Was like very specifically colonial American history.
When you have to just like read a book intensely, not to think about your mom getting railed.
Yeah.
You're like George Washington. It was the cross the whatever. It's just
I'm reading
thoughts of like your mom sucking dick, and you're like Paul Revere.
Yeah. I'm reading The British Are Coming by Rick Atkinson, just so to not think about my mom getting it in the butt.
No, that's it. I mean, I think about that all the time. There's so much shit that is just not in our control at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? The things you use as an escape as a little kid really become your thing forever.
Dude, even comedy.
Comedy was for real. Like I would watch old SNLs. I would watch comedy set. Like when we first got that shit, there's like arguments that your parents are fucking fighting. And I'm just like putting up fucking Billy Madison. I'm like, the Penguin's hilarious. I don't have to think about how my parents should probably be divorced, but they won't because of Greek stereotypes, because of being trapped in
Instead, I'll find my dad dead on the bathroom floor from his heart attack because he just won't leave my mom and go be happy. But see, for me...
Shout out to my dad, beat another heart attack.
There you go.
Shout out to
Yeah, he's crushing it.
He had surgery. He's doing well. Salute to him.
You. Hummus. He
not Greek. That's a big problem.
No, but isn't Greek?
It's not.
What is it called?
Tzatziki. We don't have
tzatziki.
Hummus.
No, but when I go to Greek restaurants, they always give the 3-dip hummus, tzatziki.
No, you're going to a Mediterranean place. You're going to a catch-all Mediterranean place, which is like going to a catch-all Pan-Asian place.
Got it.
And those places,
I apologize.
Those places don't do any of the cuisine well.
Got it.
It's like when you go to a place that does Thai, sushi, and fucking Chinese food, it's bad. When you go to a place that's like, we have falafel, gyro.
You're not in a good Greek restaurant.
It's not a good Greek. I mean, look, now they've bent the knee. They've the way the market is going. People dumbasses like you expect hummus at a Greek restaurant, so you can find it, but it's not good.
Right.
You want it at an expressly Middle Eastern place, someplace that's like
a Turkish cafe would be good.
Turkish, exactly. Yeah.
I'm just going for a cholesterol-friendly option.
Sure.
Tzatziki's cholesterol-friendly, though. It's just cucumbers and yogurt.
Yeah.
Right? So
anyway, sorry.
So
this was,
I
and the other thing
that
my escapes were clearly dumb comedy and making myself meals. Like while my parents were arguing, I was like a fat little boy melting butter and like dipping each side of bread and making like triple decker grilled cheeses with ham in the middle. For real, I'm not even kidding. I was like, as soon as they let me unsupervised, I would listen to Adam Sandler CDs, the parody songs. I would play Nintendo and I would make myself little triple decker sandwiches. It was the happiest moments of my life.
I believe it.
I'll never feel that elation as being a fat 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm a grown up. I'm allowed with open flame.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to play the Power Rangers Nintendo game. You know what I mean?
I love like every
awesome.
time you're hungry, you would just like walk up to your mom and dad and be like, "Mom, you think Dad's cheating on you?" You're like, "I'll be in the kitchen."
He bought a new leather jacket from Costco. What's that about?
Yeah. See, it's wild too, because like I'm fully opposite. I never watched the history of comedy. I would watch like Jay Leno with my mom because I slept in the same bed as my mom till I was like a sophomore in high school.
That's
I was
incredible.
Just like scared of the dark. Like she literally had to tell me. I'll never forget. We used to watch
So
Jay
for
Leno.
everyone who's making fun of Chris for continuously talking about how he's secretly gay, the guy's got some bulletproof points here. Coming, no contact, sleeping in bed with his mother until he was fucking 15. He had pubes, sleeping in bed with his mother.
Well, that's what my mom literally had to tell me.
That was the cutoff?
Well, no, she said to me, she was like, Chris, like, your bedroom, first of all, she was like, we live in a very small apartment in Queens.
Yeah.
So your bedroom wall shares a bedroom wall with mine. Mm-hmm. She goes, so she had a serious boyfriend at the time. She was like, so I have a serious boyfriend now. She was like, and you are literally getting in the way of our relationship because he wants to come sleep over and try to be a family here, and you're in the bed with me. So she said, so literally she let me transition out. I swear to God. And this is the one time she let me do this. And I think it was smart by her because I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
And you're how old
I'll just
are
go to
you?
my room. 15 years old.
Oh my God.
Dude, 15.
What about, you don't want to beat off in your own bed?
Dude, I would just do it when she went to work. Sure. I would just do it like in the shower. Yeah, dude. You find ways when you grow up in a small apartment. You just find ways. Taking shits. Like you just have to figure out.
I just mean the bedroom as a 15-year-old, your own room. That's when you jack off.
So he slept over one day. He slept over one night, and she let me transition out and sleep on the floor in her bedroom. And
while he's in there?
Yes.
Like a fucking dog.
Yeah,
you're at the foot of your mom and your would-be stepdad's
like
bed.
I'm a beagle?
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
So she let me. So, but even I woke up. I remember at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "This is weird."
You're like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, what am I doing?
That's good. She sort of to bring a dog analogy. She sort of rubbed your nose in the piss of sleeping in her room.
That's why I said she's like a great mom and like thought forward because she was like, "Oh." If he's not going to want to be around this, and she was right, and it was even my dad, because my dad obviously didn't like any of my mom's boyfriends, so my dad was kind of like liked it. He was like, "Yeah, keep sleeping."
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
There is some clear psychological. I think you were pretending to be scared on some level to cock block your mother,
100%,
because you did want to sabotage her relationships.
Yeah, like one of her boyfriends was like this jack dude that was like amazing at tennis, and I remember like my dad just being like, "Your mother's into guys who play tennis now." What a, and I was like,
which is hilarious because your dad cheated on her and left, right?
No, he didn't cheat on her, but they did. No, he actually never cheated on her.
Oh wow,
they did.
I just assumed.
No,
sorry. I've seen your dad.
No,
I would have guessed. Yeah. He looks like a guy who likes pussy. That's all I'm saying. Right. He likes lasagna and pussy. If I could look at your dad, that's what we sat at a Knicks game together. I was like, this guy rules.
This rules. They divorced because my dad gambled. They had saved $9,000 like for like their life or whatever, and my dad gambled it all on a game between the New York Mets and Montreal Expos.
Wow.
And he lost it all, and he tried to like double or nothing, get it back, and then he didn't pay the money back, and he had to get from my grandfather on my mom's side. He had to get money loaned from him to pay these guys back, and then one day somebody called my mother's house.
Got a menacing call.
Yeah, when I was baby, and they were like, "We're going to break you, we'll hurt you, and we'll hurt your son Christopher." And my mom's immediate thought was, "Let me get on an Amtrak train and take us to the Amish country."
That's right.
And I wound up for 2 months in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, being fed shoe fly pie by some Amish wet nurse.
That's where the tits come from.
Yeah,
that's where you have to frame out with your true classic.
Yeah, I got this Amish pie tits, and so
okay. Well, either way. Fully his fault.
100%.
So it's just funny to be like, I fucked this relationship up and put my family in jeopardy, and now she wants to move on with her life?
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Sleep in the bed, Chrissy.
Yeah. But he was even, I remember that night was like transition night, like I had to sleep in my bed, and I was like terrified, even though the room was right there, because whatever, just have this anxiety issues. And then I told my dad the next morning, because I had a cell phone at that time, and I thought he was gonna, like, he was always on my side, like, yeah you're right, whatever. But he was like, you shouldn't be sleeping in the bed anymore. He goes, it's actually kind of weird.
Even your dad.
So once my dad turned on me, I was like, oh, okay. So my dad was like, you should sleep like you're 15.
Yeah,
whatever.
15's a little tough, dude. Folks, it's summertime. It's hot. your balls are hanging low. They're soft.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't want the other part of your cock and balls combo being soft and droopy,
Dude,
do you?
what I want to see in
What
you
is
guys
that?
out there is your rock hard penises.
Bricks on level 10.
Dude, I'm sick and tired of
I want to chip a tooth on your cock.
Dude, I was in the pool last week and I see this guy getting out of the pool and I'm like, look at his flimsy little uncircumcised penis.
Well, let's not get crazy. That's the way God made us.
That's true. But if he was hard and uncircumcised, it's a different.
It would roll back.
Dude, I wanted to literally slip a BlueChew pill that I had in my pocket through.
Chris, they're chewable tablets, please.
Right, but they're tablet. Oh, sorry,
Yes,
right.
yes,
I wanted to slip the BlueChew tablet I had in my pocket. I wanted to slip her through the slit of his dick like it's a coin machine, and like I was getting a gumball.
They don't work like that.
Yeah. Well, you can chew it with your dick.
No, they're still working on that technology. Right now, they're chewable. Put them in your mouth. Your dick will get harder than sin. That's what we want for you. I'm not even fronting, guys. One of us on this podcast has the product in their bloodstream right now.
And could it be me? I have cum all over my pants.
So what we need you to do, folks, is we have a very special deal for you.
Yes.
A special deal for our listeners, us, the Summertime Bears. As always, get your first month of BlueChew free. Just use promo code BEARS at checkout and pay for $5 for shipping. That's it. Join BlueChew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And we thank you, BlueChew, for sponsoring the podcast. We are on our knees, hard dicks, thanking BlueChew for this sponsorship. You know, it's an interesting time for business, Christopher. Tariff and trade policies are dynamic. Supply chains squeezed.
Yep.
And cash flow tighter than ever.
Stavvy, let me tell you something. If your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt.
Ooh,
right.
You need total visibility from global shipments to tariff impacts to real-time cash flow.
I've been telling you, that's what you need, dude.
If you saw our group chats,
that's what we're talking
Chris
about.
will not shut the hell up about needing total visibility from global shipments to tariff impacts to real-time cash flow.
That's all I'm talking about every day is real-time cash flow.
Yeah, that's NetSuite by Oracle, your AI-powered business management suite trusted by over 42,000 businesses. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for many reasons.
Yes. Or as Bert Kreischer calls it, a cloud ERP.
Cloud herpes.
Yeah.
Bert has herpes.
Yes.
It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one suite.
Listen, here's the thing. You have one source of truth, folks, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. If you forget about God. It's about NetSuite.
NetSuite is the one true source of truth in the world.
That's it. With real-time forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. AI embedded throughout. You can automate a lot of those everyday tasks, letting your team stay strategic. One source of truth is NetSuite.
That's right. And they help you know what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. It's one system, full control. Tame the chaos with NetSuite.
Whoa. Shout out to my other podcast. Listen, here's the thing. I'm trading in my suites for NetSuites. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, and we know they are.
We know a lot.
We know
they are for you.
We're killing. We know they are. Download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/bears. That's netsuite.com/bears. The one truth is NetSuite. But then, dude, you know what's crazy? Is like then when I would became sexually active with my very first girlfriend, I was a senior in high school, I would exclusively want to have sex with her in my mom's bed.
Okay. You're
is that weird?
That up. yeah. And now...
She mentioned it and she was like, this is weird.
You really were doing that?
She was like, let's go in your bed.
You're not joking.
No, because I was just that felt like my room.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? This is fucking insane. You were like, is that weird? I want to fuck. The only time I want to fuck a woman is when she's in my mother's bed. The place I slept until I was 15. Nothing to interrogate about that.
Is that why I was in child psychologist?
Yeah. And now the only way you can come is if your wife is in bed with another man and you're sleeping on the floor jacking off.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Some guy's got to have a tennis racket in the bed while you hear them fucking jack off at the foot of the bed.
Yeah, I have to have my dad in an earpiece telling me I'm weird, and I have to have Jasmine in old lady cologne from the QVC.
Holy shit.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, man, that's weird.
Yeah. So that's why I became a comedian. Not because I watched late night Comedy Central Premium Blend.
Holy fuck, that's incredible.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that's
we
awesome.
all have a path, right?
We do, man.
Yeah,
that's a very interesting path.
I'll never forget one of my aunts, who loves me very much, but I'll never forget the word she used to describe me once, and I overheard it. I was maybe 19 years old, and she was like, yeah, and my nephew, one of my nephews, she's like, he's very funny. She's like, but he is disturbed.
Disturbed?
She used that word. And I remember literally eating like a mozzarella stick that my mom had microwaved, being like, oh, that hurts.
Disturbed is crazy.
You don't want to be described as disturbed.
That's tough.
Yeah.
What were you doing anything else? Like, she didn't see you sleeping in the bed?
No, but I'm sure, they're sisters, so I'm sure my mom would be like, Christopher is like, I have she probably asked because I have a cousin the same age. She must have been like, hey, does your daughter want to sleep in the bed with you? They're seniors in high school. Is that an issue?
That's awesome.
So I just, when I think back sometimes, because now that I have kids, I'm like, I hope my kids don't have like the peculiarities that I have.
Are they showing anything?
No, nothing. My stepson is just like a normal, like at 15-year-olds these days are like, they play video games all day and they're not like as social as like we were, but they're not like going out in it's just the way the kids are.
They're social just in a different way.
In a different way. Yeah, he talks to his friends online.
You're like, this kid's weird. He doesn't even ask to sleep in the bed with us.
Yes, I'm like, a lot of times I'll be like in bed with Jazz. I'm like, come on, dude. That's why we got a California king, dude.
Get at the foot.
Yeah,
Get at the foot like a good 15-year-old
Come on, dude.
boy.
I used to have to sleep in the bed with my mom and a queen.
These kids these days,
Unreal.
totally ungrateful.
Yeah.
They don't get, we had to sleep in a twin with our moms in the bed. These kids get a king.
You're like, Chris, didn't you grow up in a 3-bedroom apartment? I'm like, that's not the point.
Just 2 empty bedrooms.
Yeah.
You're in a sleeping, you're like, Mom, can we actually get my sleeping bag?
Yeah. Well, what's crazy too is like my room, when my family now comes back, my mother still lives in the same apartment, and my room is like untouched. Like you would think that like she had a son died.
Yeah.
She has not, and
some kid got abducted with the day the Challenger exploded.
Right.
And she's left the room. She's left the room completely. She's like, he'll be back. We're still just looking for him.
Yeah.
The police, God bless our boys in blue, they're following every lead.
Yeah. Yeah. They're family members.
Yeah.
I know. It's like I still have like my sheets. Like I'll take a picture of it, Josh, if I can, I'll send it. Like my sheets are still these like baseball, like just generic like guys with like holding bats, and then my pillowcase is this big mitt. Like a catcher's mitt
cute
pillowcase. And I have like this Knicks poster up from like 1994 when they went to the finals. Like she left it untouched, where even my older daughter was like, why does she still have kids' sheets there? Like she thought maybe there was a kid that still lived in that room. Because she was like, why does Grammy have like little boy sheets in the room? I'm like, Grammy went through a lot with Daddy. And I think I might have psychologically impacted her well-being as well.
You didn't want to grow up, and now she's like, where's my little boy?
Yeah.
She's expecting you to come back at any moment. It's also funny, I think it's for psychological reasons, but maybe that's why you didn't want to fuck on your little kid sheets. You're like, maybe it feels weird to get head on an Aladdin bedspread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to come on my Ultimate Warrior doll. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, that is fucking hilarious. I had no other hangups other than being fat. Like I hate all my feelings. I didn't have any weird sex stuff really.
Right.
Other than not being so, I just have a classic childhood incel upbringing where it's like I would have loved everything I do is for attention. Yeah. I think for women, it's like you start doing it because it's like, being funny in class is the only time the hot girls look at me. Right. And then you just kind of chase that. And so it's food in that. And it's like I realized at one point that I am recreating. My mom was a waitress, and I would watch SNL Saturday to wait until she came home, and sometimes she came home with tins of leftover calamari from the Greek restaurant.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was like my best nights as a little kid were waiting for.
I love in a tin too.
It was a tin.
Calamari with a little mercury in it.
Yo, dude,
I like that.
Low grade calamari, delicious though, delicious, so good. Ikaros restaurant made rest in peace. It's no longer in business. I hope it comes back.
That was your family's restaurant?
No. Fuck, we weren't.
She just
owners.
worked there.
She worked there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my best nights were watching SNL, and this would have been like the end of the Sandler Farley years. I'm a little kid, right? I'm born in '89, or maybe even like the early Farrell years, whatever. Maybe I watched the Sandler ones on rerun on Comedy Central, but in that zone in the mid '90s.
Those are the legends.
And I'm talking 4 or 5 years old, and my dad doesn't give a fuck. He'll let me watch whatever. That's when my dad was supervising me, so I could watch SNL at 5 years old, 6 years old, and the best nights of childhood were a woman I love bringing me fried food and watching comedy with me, and I'm like, I'm chasing that feeling.
Right.
I do the comedy now, and now I order the fried food, and then I search my DMs for a woman who I don't love, but who can sort of fulfill a similar some cycle. The way you wanted to fuck on your mom's bed, I want to like eat fried food after comedy.
You're like, hey,
comforting
can you
me.
come over with a pencil in your ear and a notebook?
Can you stick around? Can you be around a fryer for 4 hours?
And can you just put calamari slowly on my cock while I jerk it to Big Daddy?
Can you get some? Do not. If you don't bring the feta stained apron, don't even come, bitch.
Don't even come. And grow the hair out on your arms a little. That's what I like.
It's beautiful though, man. But hey, your fucked up psychology has brought you where you are today.
That's what it is today. Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about the fact that you literally. You have started sucking the Illuminati's dick. You guest hosted.
Guest hosted.
This is your second guest hosting stint of the summer.
Yes.
You guest hosted Kimmel, which is a true late night show.
What I really
That's insane. Did any of this come up? Were you telling celebrities about jacking off?
I was sitting there with Julie Bowen, just being like, "Hey, I'd love to have sex with you in my mother's room." On ABC with my mother front row in the crowd. You know what's crazy is I felt so good about that performance, and
you did great, by the way. And of course I didn't watch. Nobody watches
the
late
clips.
night. I watched the clips, but you crushed it. And look, I thought you were going to do good because you're great. I think you're hilarious, but you really were a fucking natural up there, dude. Like it was really good.
I appreciate that, and I love that it all came just in time for late night to be over. I love that I proved it to the world.
Well, by the way, been over, not just. It's not
now officially.
It was like you guest hosted. They're like Colbert's canceled.
Yeah,
like,
I have a manager. My manager, James Baby Doll Dixon, who's awesome. Is the manager of Kimmel, Jon Stewart, Colbert, Bill Sitt, like anybody who's
getting into print media.
He's the guy. Like he is the guy that makes late night stuff happen. And his response was, "Chrissy, baby, that was awesome." He goes, "I wish this was 15 years ago and we'd be able to get you a show."
Yeah,
so I'm like, anything for now? He's like, "Keep doing that podcast."
He's like, I hear maybe Two Bears will need 2 extra episodes.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe Bert and Tom will take a little long. Maybe it'll be reshoots.
Yeah,
we'll have the Fall Bears for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Maybe Tom will break his other leg on the set of the movie he's on, and then we can come and but it is one of those things where, because we were talking about this before, like podcasting. We come on here, we have some things we want to talk about. Most of it's you and I is just freelancing. We're just freelancing, going with the flow. With late night TV, first of all, I really do genuinely have to say, the way that I only have experience with Jimmy Kimmel, but the way that show is run is so insane. Like, I've never seen a more efficiently run business than that. Like, everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it. And even Jimmy himself, who was like on vacation, like he has guest hosts because he's like taking the summer off. He's in Italy, wherever the hell he's at. And even he's like texting me, hey. And
he's like, I'm gonna need to check in on this one.
Yeah,
Jelly Roll, he'll handle it, but I'm gonna keep a short leash on Distefano.
Yeah, he's like, he literally is like, send me the monologue, and then I read the monologue, his notes. He's like, I love these jokes, except after every single one, can you just yell "fuck Trump"? And I'm like, I can't upset my base.
You're the opposite of Schultz, where you're like, I wish I would have had him on.
Yeah,
I mean? You're like, you're trying to get him on now.
Yeah,
you're
publicly.
President Trump, I love what you're doing these days. Chaos.
Yeah. I like sink the economy.
Epstein did kill himself, President Trump. Come on, Chrissy Chaos.
Yes. So even Jimmy, like helping him with the monologue, the writers, these guys, Josh and Danny, like unbelievable. Like you go in, because the way it is, I mean, this is a little in the weeds, but maybe some people find this interesting.
Probably not, but do it fast.
I'll 90 seconds. I'm going to do this like an ad read. Yeah. Just imagine we're telling you to buy True Classic t-shirts. So that you come in, the days are not that long. It's like you get in at 10 a.m. and you're done. You film that show from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you're out by 5 p.m. So I was walking out of there at 5:15, like having dinner with my family. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But you come in, you practice. They have a whole bunch of monologue jokes that you read out loud to a room, and there are no pity laughs. Their job is to say, we will laugh. We think this is funny.
Good or not.
So the first round, you are eating it. You are eating it,
bombing.
like in front of like 40 people.
Yeah.
Like you're eating it because you got to read these jokes, and the ones that get even a slight laugh, there's circle those, and then you work and work and work, and then by the time then at 2 p.m. you fully rehearse the monologue. But like the writers are writing the entire day, and you're putting some of your spin on it, some of the topical spin on it, and then all the guests are pre-interviewed. So like I had like 10 questions for each guest, and believe it or not, all the guests were like Julie Bowen, Hannah Waddingham, with just two smoke shows.
I mean, Hannah Waddingham was looking. I clicked to be like, let's support my boy, and I'm like, do I need to fucking watch Ted Lasso?
Dude,
I was like,
she is like stunning. And then Julie Bowen
was out of control.
Julie Bowen jumped on the desk at one point.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then Jasmine was standing there with a 9mm in the green room.
You see her like putting on the silencer and get off the desk, bitch.
Yeah. Jazz, literally, as soon as I got back out there when the show was like over, I was like finally done.
Now, do they know it's like when they get booked? Is it like when you ask someone to do your podcast, when they find out it's you, is it like, they put me on the Patreon? Is that what they feel like when it's you? Yeah. They're like, what the fuck, man?
Well, the only one is Julie. Like she found out like the day before, and she was like on the verge of canceling, but then she found out I used to be a physical therapist. Oh, wow. So she was like, I want to ask him about that, but then she never asked me about that. Instead, she just jumped on the desk and she put her butt in my hands.
That's pretty cool.
And I had to just face Jasmine 20 minutes after, and Jasmine just goes, I'm mad, but we're not going to deal with it now. We're going to have a good time. We're going to Disneyland tomorrow.
Wow.
We'll address it when we get home.
We'll address it post Goofy.
Yeah, we'll address it when we get home. But then, we've been home now for a couple of days, and she hasn't said anything until I've reminded her on this podcast.
Right. That's good.
But so, you ask those questions, and to be honest with you, the hardest interview in that setting was with Shane, because Shane and I prepared the least, because we were like, we'll just kick it. But then you realize, like, that's not a podcast.
Right.
Like, you got to, in 7 minutes, you got to find out what's interesting, what's funny, have a bit. And so me and Shane, like, we had a great time, but we both were like, this was hard. Like, this was, we even said, Shane even said, he was like, this is harder than a pod on the TV.
You can't just say slurs and get them bleeped out later.
Yeah, we were just like, but it was one of those opportunities that I it's in a weird way, even though late night is ending and there's doesn't feel like there's an opportunity to host late night, it did give me like this sense of confidence, like, I can do that. And I started to care less about like my ticket sales not being where they were, or like, just any type of insecurity I've had about me. I've kind of been like, but you, because it was one of those things where like a lot of times I'll do something in my career and I'll be like, yeah, you laughed at it, but I know it's bullshit. That wasn't as funny as you thought. I only sold tickets because it's a Saturday late show.
This is the Chrissy psychology episode.
Welcome to my world.
Like, Jesus Christ. The sleeping in bed with your mom and like, I'll have good things happen. I'll say, you're a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
You should have gotten your ass eaten, you fucking homo.
You homo. That's really what I was saying to Josh when I said, get me a croissant. I really wanted to say, lick my ass and I'll put my hands up like I'm on a roller coaster. But I felt confident about it. I felt good. And I also just kind of, dude, and by the way, I haven't said this publicly yet, but Mr.
Please.
Kimmel, if you're watching, and we know that you are, the way I was, because I was very nervous, the way I was deeply farting into your seat is like, you should absolutely go to Stanley's Cleaners. I mean, dude, I'm talking about where I ripped a fart with Hannah because I could not hold it.
Wow.
That I was like, if
you're
she's
a nervous farter.
Because I couldn't if she smelled that, which maybe she did, there's no way to be like, it wasn't me. Like if she would have addressed what does that smell like, I would have said I've just shit my pants on national television. Because I when I get nervous, it just, and I was also drinking a ton of psyllium husk, which is like cleans out your colon, because I just want to feel as svelte as possible.
Wow.
So I was just like...
Isn't that what bottoms do before they get their ass fucked?
That's right.
It's all... We're literally it's just like bullet points.
Yeah. The Turkish military is just like, he was so close, and they're just crossing, they're like, he cannot fight for freaking...
Psyllium husk. So I had problems shitting, and I try some of that stuff, but if you take too much of it, you'll get backed up. It's actually a mistake to do.
If
you're overdoing the psyllium husk, it's
so
probably
I
a
was
mistake.
in LA, I was overdoing. I was taking 2 tablespoons of it. So now I've called a doctor friend, and he said you should do half of a tablespoon. So now I take it, and it's just I'll just take like a beautiful, because
they come out a nice log.
Gut health is if you take a beautiful S-shaped shit, that's what you want to see when you look in the bowl. If you see S-shape, yes, for Stavros. Yes, you want it to be curled, and you want it sinking to the bottom. You want a nice, dense, floating S-shaped log.
Okay.
And then
I had a C. I had a nice dense C
That's
today.
good, because you want it to basically go through like your colon and like clean everything out. But if you were just splattering it like a paintball, that's not good.
Yeah, I've been there. I've definitely had some Jackson Pollock, bowel movements. That's most of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want your shit to look like Nickelodeon.
I got brown gack.
Yeah.
I think this gack went bad.
Yeah, but I mean, would you, if Jimmy gave, or any late night host gave you the opportunity to do it, would you do it, or would you be like, I don't want to even go into that world?
I would love to. I mean, I would love to almost like, because it is like nerd fantasy factor and stuff. The way that like investment bankers pay to like pretend they're on the Yankees for a week. Remember? Yeah. Didn't they used to do that where it's like they would do that in like the 90s?
They still do fantasy camp. My friends go to it. They do Mets fantasy camp.
Yeah, exactly.
My accountant does it.
That's
always a good text to get from your accountant. Hey, I'll be unavailable for 2 weeks during tax season because I'm making believe I'm a pitcher for the Mets in Florida.
I mean, that's hysterical.
Yeah, he does.
The grown men do it. It's one thing if it was like for kids, but I would do it because of that. I would do it because I'm a comedy nerd, because I love that stuff, because not only I respect late night, but also one of my favorite shows is the Larry Sanders Show, which is all about what it was like to be. And it would just be like, I'm a fan of comedy, and I just want to try I would love to do it, for sure.
And you know what I think, too? Like, late night, I understand the format as is going away. I mean, even the host, Kimmel will admit that to you. Yeah. Like, everybody knows it's going away. Colbert, obviously, is going away. But I do think it'll stay around in some capacity, but probably not on a nightly basis, maybe like once a week, like a Jon Stewart. The way Jon Stewart does it seems to be like, okay, if it's going to happen, it'll be like a once a week show, not a nightly.
I did Mulaney's show on Netflix. I love what they're doing, where it's like, that's loose, it's conversational, it's something different. The live aspect was really cool.
Oh, there's a live studio audience there.
No, but I mean, when we're going, it's going out into the world. So if Mulaney's show, whatever you're saying,
zero edits.
It's just
cool.
out.
That's cool.
And that gave it a real sense of energy. And so like people are doing interesting stuff, and it's like that, right? Where it's like it's not every day. Right. He did it for a specific set amount of time. I think live weirdly might be the solution, because it felt cool. It felt like, and then, kids, that's what every kid takes in all their, I think we're going backwards where it's like, it's going to be like live simulcasts, because what's the most successful thing in the world is fucking Twitch streaming.
Yes.
Like it's just kids online constantly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hassan.
Shout out Hassan Piker.
That's my guy.
Yeah. It's funny too, you say like going backwards, because like my kids, dude, what do they watch? So they watch, first of all, they're watching K-pop and the Demon Hunters. It's the biggest movie in Netflix history. I mean, these Koreans are taking over.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready for it.
And I love it. By the way, the movie K-pop and the Demon Hunters, at first you're like, I can't keep watching this, but then like when the kids fall asleep, you'll just keep watching it. You're like, I love it. But so what's interesting is my kids have really, like, they love watching Everybody Loves Raymond, Reba. Like, they like those sitcoms.
Single mom who works too hard. That's a great theme song.
Never
I'm a survivor.
Works too hard but never stops.
Really, they watch old sitcoms.
So they like that. And then, dude, the other day on, I think it was Amazon Prime maybe, whatever, Jasmine was just scrolling, and the girls were like, my daughters were like kind of falling asleep or whatever. And then Jasmine sees Saved by the Bell. So she puts it on, and then literally the theme song comes on, and we just start going, when you wake up in the morning, and we're literally, me and Jasmine are singing, you think you can make it on, like it came over us, like we weren't saying we're going to sing the song, we just started doing it in harmony, where my 10-year-old got up and was like, what happened? She was shocked. And then she was like, what is happening? And we're like, this is Saved by the Bell. And then she's like, what is this? And then the first season of Saved by the Bell, I don't know if you remember, like, it's weird, like the character, it's like about this teacher, Miss Bliss, who's like barely in it. It's weird, but still, it's like Zach and Screech. And
oh, dude, I remember being a fat little loser and being like, I'm Zach.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm exactly like Zach.
And then you're Screech.
And then, if I could have been, even I wish I was Screech, you know? Didn't Screech get to like kiss Lisa once or something?
He kissed Lisa once.
I never got that, dude.
No. And then, so anyway, my daughters, that's like they watch it like they're watching every episode of Saved by the Bell now, because I can tell, like, yes, you know, there's...
It mattered to you.
But it doesn't even, like, Jazz and I will be, like, in another part of the house, or be upstairs or whatever, and they'll just be watching that on their own. Like, they like that entertainment better than the current stuff. Like, it was they want to watch YouTube and all that, and they still do a little bit, but I'm watching my children transition from, like, YouTube shorts of, like, just some guy who's, like, clearly exploiting his daughter to, like, so he can be famous. But he's like, let's take her to the mall and play a prank.
Yeah, and like that guy, AJ, Big Justice and AJ.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Something's off.
It literally feels like child abuse. But
is.
Whatever. And so there, and without Jazz and I even saying anything, they're going to watch that, or they'll watch, like, you know, Devil Wears Prada. They'll watch like old school movies. Like they love watching like anything from Adam Sandler's like old stuff. Like they watch Click and Big Daddy and all that. And then I was like, we should start having them watch Woody Allen movies. And Jazz was like, what? She was like, Woody Allen? I was like, we don't have to tell him like about the guy.
What he was up to.
I was like, the movies are good though. Let's
Hey, they're my biological daughters. I'm not gonna do nothing. And my stepkid's a dude. So we're fine. I'm not gonna go Woody mode on them.
And so it's interesting.
Also, it's hilarious because you're like, they should watch Manhattan, and then you're like, children are dating adult men. Isn't Manhattan about he's like dating a 16-year-old in there or something fucked up? And then in Annie Hall, there's a moment that was I was enjoying Annie Hall, and it is a great movie. But there was a moment where I'm like, wow, good movie. And then there's a scene where his friend is like trying to convince him, tell him how cool LA is, and he's like, the pussy's unbelievable. Something like this. I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, Max, you know, these girls come up to me at a party. They're unbelievable. They're twins. And it's like, okay, incest, kind of weird. He was like, you know, hot, gorgeous. And then he's like, 16 as like a selling point of like, this is the kind of pussy you can fuck in LA is children. And it's like, and Woody's like, you could see him being like, that sounds awesome. Like in the 70s, 16 was a selling point to these fucking freaks. It's maybe keep your 11-year-old daughter away from media like that. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
You're like, I just signed them up for this modeling company over this night. It's in a Caribbean island. I don't know much about it. Well, they had it down a couple years, but apparently they're rebuilding. They're making it greater St. James now.
I know. Last week, I swear, we're in the kitchen and we had taken the family to see Jurassic Park, and they loved it. And, you know, Scarlett Johansson's in it. And I said to Jazz, I was like, we should watch Match Point. That has Scarlett Johansson. It's a Woody Allen movie. And she's like, you mean the one where they murder Scarlett Johansson? You want to show Delilah that? She was just saying how much she loves Scarlett Johansson in Jurassic Park. So she wasn't eaten by a dinosaur. She wanted to get murdered and then her body buried and hidden from the law on Match Point. She's like, are you a dummy? She's like, we're not putting on that movie for her.
Let's watch The Lovely Bones.
She was like, or we can watch her as a Marvel heroine star. Would that be empowering for our daughter? I was like, oh shit.
I just watched a movie where she actually, again, I don't know why this keeps happening. It was a Coen Brothers movie, I think it was called The Man from Nowhere. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can you look that up? Ben Spooney.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
but she's in it. No, The Man from Nowhere is a Korean movie that I watched. Look up The Man from
From Nowhere.
The Man from Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, Not a Serious Man. That's a good one too. Fuck. I'm blowing it. This is bad podcasting.
Dude, who cares?
Well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's a weird... Yeah. There's an old man obsessed with Scarlett Johansson and she falls in love with him. Don't show them that movie either.
Dude, you know what was funny? I took my stepson. I got invited to the... Jurassic Park, like red.
The Man Who Wasn't There. Sorry.
Like
interesting movie. It's like
man
a
who
noir.
wasn't there.
Gandolfini's in it. If you're a Gandolfini fan,
Who isn't?
because he didn't do that much film work. He plays a really interesting character. But yes, Scarlett Johansson is. There's a weird relation. There's a weird. So don't show this to your. I'm just telling you stuff not to show your daughters right now. It's weird, but it's a good movie.
It's cool too because I went with my stepson to the Jurassic Park premiere, and it was great. And obviously Scarlett Johansson is there. Like it's a premiere, and it was so funny. She was obviously gorgeous. She was wearing like this white dress, and it was like the first time I ever saw my stepson. Like he was lit because they gave us Jurassic because he's a child. They gave him a Jurassic Park Lego set, so I just watched him holding his Lego set by like the plastic handle, just like looking. At Scarlett Johansson for way too long, and I was like, I get it, buddy. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, she's beautiful. He was like, no, she's not. And then just walked away with the Lego set in front of his crotch, just running back to the car, and then just ran up to the room and locked his door.
Wow, to the premiere.
Yeah, well, you know what's great? Here's what's awesome. Here's how I fell into that.
Yeah.
Is what happened is when I was doing the Hey Babe podcast with Sal Vulcano, obviously, in Practical Jokers, whatever, he took me as a +1 once to they get invited to movie premieres.
You gotta have the chokers at your
right.
If you want to be a Hollywood power player, you gotta have
you need
Sal, Murr, and the boys.
Yeah, you
up
need
there.
Q and Murr and an earpiece, and then Sal running and giving Colin Jost an atomic wedgie on the red carpet. But it was great. He took me as his +1.
That's awesome.
And
what was it?
It was what was it? Santino's movie. What was Santino's movie?
Ricky Stenicki?
Yes. Yeah, Ricky Stenicki. So we went and so I made friends with like the person who like invited him. I made friends with that person, and now I know what happens. They'll email Sal.
Yeah.
He can't make it. And then I will get
if the rest of the jokers can't make it, and then if the guy who's the magician on True TV,
the Bolsonaro
effect.
Yeah.
No, Bolsonaro's the Brazilian fascist.
Yeah. That's another show.
The Carbonara effect. Whatever the fuck. If he can't make it, then you get the.
Then I get the call because I can always tell. Like if the premiere, I believe was like a Tuesday, I get emailed Monday night at 9:45 p.m. They're like, okay, now we are in desperation mode. What other New York idiot can just show up? So I'm thankful to Sal for that.
You're thankful he's a good friend and doing better than you.
Yes,
so that you can go. So you can go to the things he's too busy for.
And it's one of those things where I think the person who sends me the emails is always thankful for me because I almost never say no. I'm always like immediately available.
They're like, well, if we got a professional seat filler, it would cost us $25 an hour. Distefano will just do it for free.
Yeah, and he'll post it. It'll be good. He'll talk about it on a pod. But it was, by the way, let me just, I don't know if you've seen it, but the new Jurassic Park, I personally think is the best one.
There's no way
awesome.
That's true.
It's underwater,
you
dude.
You mean including the first Jurassic Park?
It's not, okay, it's the second best one since the first one. But dude, though.
Wow, high praise. If you bring Chris Distefano to your PR event, you're going to get cool quotes like that. It's the second best one since the first one.
That's
you heard it here first, folks. Middle of the road Jurassic Park movie, but it is underwater, and his son did get hard at the premiere.
Yes. That's the thing. Nothing controversial. You can have that or the Jokers. Your call. It's awesome because it's all there's a. First of all, dinosaurs start eating people immediately.
Love that.
Then you get underwater. There's.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard there are cool elements where it's almost like video game like where there's different bosses. There's sea, air, and like land.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. The one in the air, these pterodactyls are like, because what the premise of the movie is basically like they're mutant dinosaurs. Like,
love that.
They abandoned the real Jurassic Park, which we knew as kids. Mm-hmm. They abandoned Jeff Goldblum's Jurassic Park 35 years ago. And now they've just been, but the scientists before they left, basically left as dinosaurs a bunch of steroids and mutation things, and they've eaten them all and procreated. Mm-hmm. So now you have like a T-Rex with like half a head that's 10 times too big, or some sea monster that's like a football field long.
Okay,
and it was just awesome.
And you have to get their jizz or something, right?
Yes, they have to get some of their blood.
I'm not even kidding. It sounds like I'm making a joke. You have to get their DNA.
No,
right?
they have to get their DNA in order to cure heart disease amongst humans.
Really?
It makes sense, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everything you're saying, you're selling it great.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I know we were all sitting in the movie being like, can't they just take statins? Yeah. Do they not have just regular cholesterol lowering medicine?
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I saw Eddington, which I really liked.
What's that one about?
Ari Aster's movie. It's like a COVID movie, which I thought it would be too early for.
Right.
And part of me was a little like, I'm like, I don't really want to think about the pandemic. But it basically takes place. It's like a small town sheriff is in this like town in I think the Southwest somewhere, maybe Arizona or something. And he's
I was going to say Wuhan.
No. He's like it's in somewhere in the desert, right?
Right.
And Joaquin Phoenix plays a small town sheriff who's like, masks are bullshit.
Sure.
And Pedro Pascal plays like kind of like a centrist lib politician who's like, hey, we have to, and then Joaquin's married to Emma Stone, who's like, mom is a crazy QAnon. It hits all the like, and there's all these like Black Lives Matter kids who get, like young, and then there's very funny, and it's like an insane movie, but I really loved it. It was like there was some incredible laugh. There's one big laugh at the end of the movie, even though, and it's got like some crazy twists and turns, but some great acting performances. I think Ari Aster's a great filmmaker. He did Hereditary, which is...
Hereditary is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Good. Yeah, I mean,
when Toni Collette starts banging her head off the wall, and you're terrified of your mother like that,
dude. And I'm like,
he definitely doesn't sleep in the bed with his mom.
No, or maybe he does too much. Yeah. He shares some kind of psychology with you for sure.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I wasn't a horror movie guy literally until I saw Hereditary, and that kind of got me more into the genre. Being a fucking the fat idiot I am now, I'm just into like 80s horror movies that are basically softcore pornography.
You ever seen Midsommar?
Yeah, he did Midsommar too.
Did he do that? Okay, I knew there was connect because it reminds me of that.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. And so it's 2.5 hours long, but I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. So, go check it out. So anyway, that's Stav and Chrissy's movie corner for some reason.
There it is.
But it's very important to note, it is episode 300.
Yes,
right?
It is.
And you can tell how much Tom and Bert care because we're here.
We're here, yeah. You can tell how much Josh cares with a leaned over 3 and 2 zeros that look like butts.
Yeah, this is what he means. You guys are 0. We have 2 zeros hosting this episode.
Yeah, that's what he really wants to say.
So we have, last week, the first episode we had, Bert had a video message. Now our dear half of our dear leader Tom has left us a message for this episode. So let's use that to take us out here, folks. Let's see what Big Timmy's got to say to us.
Yeah. Look at that svelte face, nice manicured.
Yeah.
He does at the same time, he looks like he does look like just this picture alone, he does look like a gay daddy.
Yeah, oh yeah, leather daddy.
Yes.
And he does kind of look like my dad right now.
Right.
My dad has a similar bald head, gray beard.
But not thin like this, right? Tom's like nice and svelte.
My dad, no, I know you'd assume my dad's, fat as shit. My dad is he's actually not as svelte as Tommy, but he's he does remind me a little of my father right now.
Hey guys, big fan of the pod. I just want to congratulate you on your 300th episode.
Thanks, man.
I personally prefer you way, way, way more than the previous hosts. And I look
the
forward
comments
to
are great.
300 more episodes of you guys and just you guys doing this podcast. So you've really come a long way, and I'm a big fan. And
Thank you.
I'll never do that pod myself again, but I'm glad you guys are doing it. I also wanted to point out that I guess maybe I'm like Chris because we're both a little gay. But,
a little's a stretch.
I do want to defend the fact that as a woman, I'm not going to stand for any like slander of like Tom as a lady. Like I was cute. That's a cute, wholesome chick. And both of you, let's be honest, both of you would fuck that girl. Stavvy, I'm not even going to entertain the idea that you wouldn't.
I didn't say I wouldn't fuck her.
Yeah. You would too.
Yeah.
Bert's bitch ass look. She was dirty and he was gross. But
Yes,
mine
okay.
she's a nice girl.
She was nice.
And
She is.
I just think that
You're
you
right.
both come with her.
100%.
You're right,
She
we
looks like
would.
the kind of girl that I'd have sex with after a Trump rally.
She had kind eyes. I will.
Yeah.
And at least it did feel like a woman as opposed to Bert's, which did feel like Bert. But
Yeah.
your point is taken, Tom.
Yeah.
And nice try. We don't want. Listen. We're playing violin on the Titanic right now, but we're getting out on one of the lifeboats.
Yeah, seriously.
You cocksuckers are coming back in 4 weeks or whatever it is. Nice try trying to saddle us with this bullshit.
And I like Tom's 1950s secretary women glasses too. I like that. You should put those glasses on the girl version of the fuck you because you look like Hannah Gadsby.
That's more your speed.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
more your type.
I like Australian women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. I actually did feel. I re-looked at because we posted the clip. I looked at it. I agree with Tom.
Yeah.
I point rescinded, and I never said I wouldn't fuck her. I don't think.
No.
I just
We were actually clearly stating that we wouldn't have sex with Bert, but we would both have sex with Tom.
Okay, great.
And
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Run the tape, and we're just lying.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Josh puts it in. And we're like, "Fuck you, fat bitch."
Benson, Boone up to his tricks again. We got spooned.
Yeah, we did get spooned.
But I honestly think that I thought Tom is a beautiful man and a beautiful woman. I'll say that.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And that's the note to end episode 300 on.
That's it.
Thank you guys for listening. We are having fun. We will not do this podcast full time. Let's just put that in. I'm going to get my lawyer to make sure. Actually, I'm going to go look at the contract I signed because I bet you that we didn't read well enough. And they're like, after the 6th episode, you stop payment, but you have to do it for your whole life.
You have to do it forever.
Yeah, I bet you that's what we signed. So I'm going to go talk to my lawyer, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.